The penultimate round of the regular season, round 17, round by round, game by game. The playoff picture gets clearer and clearer. Bath are there. Leicester could be there as well by the end of the day. Sale very nearly there after their big win last night. What now of Saracens? They could be back in the top 4 by close of play. What we already know is that Northampton won't get to defend their title at Twickenham on June the 14th, but they've still got a few weeks left at being able to call themselves champions. And how much fun it'd be to help put half a full stop on Sarri's season here. Phil Dowson has made wholesale changes to the team, a second team really that lost down in Exeter last weekend. With the return of all the names that you'll recognise, this looks much like the 15 that'll start next weekend's Champions Cup final. Henry Pollock starts at 8 with Joano Augustus injured. Alex Coles gets a spin at 6. Trevor Davison playing his 50th game for the club. Well, Mark McCall and Saracens would have set off at the start of the season targeting a 7th English title. They might still end the season with one, but they know there's business to attend to here over the next couple of hours. Fairly straightforward selection meeting this weekend. The back's unchanged. The same 7 picked for last weekend's big win at home to Newcastle. Up front, Jamie George promoted to starting hooker. Alongside him, tight head Marco Riccioni invited to do his stuff from the off as well. And there's been some shuffling around in the back row. Tom Willis returning at 8, which means that Earl is 7 and Gonzalez is 6.
Yes, I think my head-to-head is going to be the fly halves.
Yeah, the ones that draw my attention is Coles and Gonzalez at 6. I mean, Coles got a big job with sorting out the Sarries box kick threat, getting line-out ball for and stopping the Sarries maul, and then a player always has a big influence is Gonzalez, that X-factor player, often a catalyst for Sarries.
Yes, I'm going to go for the fly halves today. They need a big game. Finn Smith, especially with big final next week. And Fergus Burke just needs to, we need to drive more, I think, from Saracens. We need to see a little bit forward. We need to see a show from him today. But I've telling the warm-up already, you can see the Saracens are up for this game.
Yeah, we were talking about it, Chris. It's always a mugs game, isn't it? Trying to read too much into the warm-ups, but goodness me, Saracens look sharp, on it, at it.
Yeah, I could see Marks McCall Smith. He's been here, done it many times with this team. He knows what it takes, and you can just get a sense that this is it for them, and they need to perform. And he just goes in this mode, Mark McCall, and that feeds onto the players. You could see in the players, like Ben just mentioned, with Marrow, and I could see Elliot Daly shouting at his players. There's a lot riding on it from today. They need to get the best out of themselves.
So very calm in the home dressing room. So what matters most? The playoffs or an early trip to the beach? Nothing can be decided today, but Saracens know if they'd rather hold off on the factor 50 for the next few weeks into June, then this feels like a must-win. Don't need to spend long looking at the top half of the table to see how tight it is for 3rd and 4th in particular. Saracens at home to Bath next weekend. You'd expect Bath maybe to go full bore. Who knows? It's a guessing game, isn't it? 2 weekends time rather after the Champions Cup, but Saracens cannot afford to take risks. The final home game of the season for last season's Gallagher Premiership champions, and the first time back here since the heroics in Dublin, since beating Leinster. The Gardens welcoming them home. Next weekend's Champions Cup finalists. This a dress rehearsal before Bordeaux in Cardiff at the Principality Stadium next Saturday. Saracens generally enjoyed themselves here. Actually won more Premiership games at the Gardens than they've lost. Worth saying that they have lost the last 4, though, including last season's semi-final. Luke Pearce in charge today, a summer ahead that'll take him to Japan for Japan against Wales in Kobe in July. George Selwood and Simon Harding with the flags TMO. in our truck in the car park is Dean Richards. Feels like it ought to be warmer today. Although it is dry, it's pretty calm. Skies above are clearing to reveal patches of blue. Here comes the ball in safe hands. I'm guessing, but it looks like they've been cycling somewhere.
Everywhere, Nick.
Yes.
Every single Premiership club they've been to.
There you go. Yeah, well done to them. 3 friends.
Yeah, no problems.
Raising money for their friend Mark Monaghan, who has a terminal brain tumour. That is something else. So Saints a week out from the Champions Cup final. Sarries with 2 hours ahead of them to keep their season relevant. Just early on was Alex Coles. It wasn't gathered cleanly through the smoke, and Saracens can lay down a foundation with the earliest of scrums.
It's a fantastic kick-off from Alex Good. Interesting that the fullback is taking the kick-off, but he got so much height on that, Sam. Oh, we spoke about this skill before of getting up in the air for the forwards and how hard it is when you've got someone disrupting, but what a kick-off.
That's such good hang time, you're absolutely right. And Coles had to lose his pod. The kick was too short for him, so he had to get rid of his front runner, his front lifter, sorry, which was Kemeny. Then Sarries had a good chase of themselves. They celebrated that pretty hard. Probably a premeditated kick-off. Got the ball back. Good start for Sarries.
It's been a very good start for Saracens. Winning the kick-off and now winning the first penalty. Riccioni, the Italian international, starting again. Seeing yesterday that Sarries have signed the 22-year-old Fijian Vilikesa Nairau from Coventry. Marcus Street's on the way from Exeter. There is a sense of rebuilding, regeneration around Saracens this season, heading into next, but the end of this season is all that matters right now, and the decision to kick the penalty as close as Elliot Daly can possibly find to the corner flag, and he's what, 7 metres out.
Front pod's your side. +1 here.
Jamie George back in as a starter. Azikwe away quickly and taken by Earl, opening things up on the 15-metre line. It was, I think, meant for Maui. Didn't pocket it cleanly, and Northampton can lance the Boyle.
Always under pressure, so scrum advantage still.
Banged up by Timo Miana-Vanua, who took to the pitch with his son Timo Jr. Miana-Vanua's final home game before he moves back home to Fiji.
Probably should have gone to Nick Tompkins this, so we see Ben Hill break away. Look at Tompkins hit that short line. That was the pass, I think.
It's a good battle for the ball in the air. Lockett was up there, but Atoje was first, and ball's gone forwards.
Advantage for the forward pass.
Daly was the last in possession, but the pass was forwards. Tom Litchfield for Saints.
Entry. Thank you for releasing him, but you've got to come back through the gate. You can't pop in the side.
Instructions to Juan Martin Gonzalez.
It's 2 sloppy starter plays from Saracens, isn't it? You thought maybe they might go to their more, at least one of those 2 line-outs. And Saints stayed down thinking that they were going to do that. They've gone to play instead, but just haven't had that accuracy in the back line. 2 poor starter plays. See if Saints do better off.
Space, please.
Just the timing, just off. We saw on the Tompkins line, first line out, where he's just overrun it slightly, and then they've overrun it again, forcing a pass. Just need to settle into the game.
Here we are, 9+1.
Curtis Langdon throw. Mitchell to Finn Smith, and that's nicely done by Hutchinson. First time that Northampton have really got to play a tune in this match. Langdon. Smith was the option. Smith.
Tackle, lads, tackle.
Determined Earl over the ball. Mitchell away one-handed. James Ram the fullback again. George Furbank, George Hendy, Ollie Slightholme all missing this run-in.
No. Thank you.
Beyond Pollock to Smith. And now Dingwall. Towering Tom Lockett.
Advantage for the knock. Okay, advantage over.
Burke to Daly, and as he tried to ease the ball away, he lost possession of it. It's been an untidy start from both sides, hasn't it?
Yeah, Saracens definitely more so. You can see what he's trying to do, and the space is there. Going really hard at the breakdown, Saracens so far.
I think Sarries are making it messy. I think what Sarries are doing very well, just an early theme I've seen, is they're holding up the players in the tackle, going for that choke. See Ben Earl fighting for that ball, wants to keep him up. Did this 3 or 4 phases in a row, making it very difficult for Saints to get any speed of ball. And that's one thing coming into this game, they want to stop Saints getting speed of ball. It's definitely an early tactic that Sarries are going for, holding up and choking Saints in that tackle.
Just completely takes Mitchell out the picture, doesn't it, a lot of the time. Off they go.
Smith preserves the space, ability to go left or right. Mitchell goes left, and here's Pollock. He's wrestled to the floor by Willis. I think we made an awful lot of the head-to-head between Pollock and Earl in the build-up, but it's actually Pollock and Willis 8-8 today, and Willis has got a bit to prove as well.
There's definitely some extra hostility on Pollock. Without a doubt, it looks like Saints Sarries have targeted him. Every time he's got the ball, it's been very hostile. 2 players targeting him, either choking or getting him to the ground, counter-rucking. The intent is certainly there. Didn't quite have it measured. Here we go, we look at the counter-ruck effort. Didn't come in from the side. Willis gets back on his feet. He looks legal. Doesn't look too bad for me there, but yeah, Pollock definitely having a tough time so far.
Yeah, that tackle had meaning, but it's Northampton attacking for the first time with real threat, and Dingwall, the skipper.
No, it's your own player.
Hutchinson offers himself. There are lots of forwards in front of him. One of them is a Yogan.
No.
Pollock lays it up for Josh Kemeny from the coaches and players, player of the season vote. Earlier in the week, Mitchell nearly through. It's Earl over the ball, trying to slow things down. He's got to give it up.
That's a great turnover from Ben Earl.
Don't trap him. Thank you. No. Onside, please. Now use it, Sarries. Onside, lads, to start.
Cleared away by Ivan van Sale as far as Litchfield, and here's Ram. Davison looks likely to be the next to clock on. Off he goes, runs into a Toje. Yogan. Freeman. First time we've mentioned Tommy Freeman's name after 7.5 minutes. And then Smith, and then the chase for Kemeny! Oh, how well did he do? How well did he do? A ball that did not want to come to heel. Stayed low, Kemeny got low and made it to his target.
Oh, Finn Smith did so well. I mean, Saracens is defending ferociously at the breakdown, getting good line speed on, not too many options, but Finn Smith knows this, he just pokes it in behind. Pokes it behind that line. Kemeny does really well to actually be patient and wait for that ball to pop up, but Finn Smith being really creative. It wasn't working off 9. Saracens' physicality was way too good, but Finn Smith and Saints found another way.
This is where your fly halves earn the money, isn't it? They're navigating a way through such a good defensive set, really. He's come up with a play that no one saw coming, you can't really plan for. He's caught a ball with his bootlaces and threaded it through a couple of metres that's bounced up perfect. It's an unbelievable bit of skill there from Finn Smith.
He's done all he can to fill the gaps left by the likes of Lewis Ludlam. Courtney Laws went home with a couple of awards earlier in the week. And he has the first try, converted by Smith, who set it up. Litchfield, in evasion mode. It took him so far, and then he came across a toe jab.
I know we've seen some errors so far in this game, but there's a definite level of intensity in it. You can see in the contacts and how quickly both teams want to get the line out in and going. They both want ball in play. There's definitely quite a big, high-intensity game so far.
Saints like scoring early on. Ezekwe, Van Steyl, Burke, he tries his own kick, this time with a little bit more air to it, and Freeman had plenty of time. Might be able to hear applause around the ground after 9 minutes, and that's for young Charlie Hughes, who loved this club, fought his own battle against illness, died recently. And he used to love running around as a scrum half. That's the significance of the 9th minute.
It's part of the ruck. Not allowed to tackle him. Advantage. See what comes.
Good.
Anything?
Kept in play by Tobias Elliott.
Nothing coming. Number 8, you're part of the ruck. You can't tackle the 9. No, mate, do me a favour.
This is a great counter-attack carry from Willis. Just as you look, there's not much on for him, but bang, gets through Freeman. And this starts your attack. Everybody's, they don't have to run back as far, you don't have to set, you're on the flow already. He's had a good start to this game, Willis, so far.
First contact on, it's the second one, just checking.
Saracens, isn't it?
Okay.
You know, you said it a couple of minutes ago, Ashley, but you know, even you see Marrow here, it's just got extra venom in it. When Willis carries, got that extra bit of venom in it. It's just
Play on, Luke.
physicality seems to be top of the list today for Saracens, and it has to be. You know, all the big games, physicality comes up. Post-contact meters there. You look at that from Willis, 321 first, defenders beaten first. He's had a great season so far.
There'd have been a lot of names on the outer edges of Andy Farrell's Lions radar, but you can only imagine that Tom Willis would have been one of them.
On the player at all,
particularly with
fellas,
Doris getting injured as well. I bet he was feeling pretty hopeful, quietly
Just making
confident.
sure you don't require a HIA.
Certainly got to be
It's one
close
that's
if there's
talking to me a
another
sec.
injury at 8.
No, of course, but I know he's just making sure. Just bear with me, fellas. Dean, I haven't seen a replay since the first one, so let me know if we need to review it, please.
And we're looking at this.
Okay, we need to review that. That is number 3, isn't it?
Okay.
Trevor Davison.
Show me the tackle by number 3, Northampton, please.
Here it comes, Luke. Back angle first.
Yeah. In real speed, if we can, fellas. All in real speed, please. All in real speed. Okay. Okay, there it is there. And can you get the mark for me, Simon, so I know where we're restarting, please?
Simon Harding.
Ready for a discussion when you are, Dean.
Okay.
The camera's coming back.
Coming back to you, Luke.
Thanks.
Here it comes.
Thank you. Waiting for the camera to come back. I've seen enough, lads. We have a decision. Time to move on, please. Yeah, I don't need a freeze frame. There is head contact. And there is fault by 3. It's a glancing blow, so it starts at low danger. He's falling backwards and passive, so I'm just at penalty only here.
Yep.
The mark, please.
It's one of those situations where you've always got to be ready, haven't you? You can't anticipate
do you want the
that.
line out to advantage over on the 10 out, or do you want the penalty to try again? Because you've got a line out already there, or it's just a penalty here? You'll just hit the line out, so advantage was over. We go.
So you've always got to be ready for the unexpected. Freeman's missed the tackle. Willis has got gain line. It sucks 2 or 3 other bodies into it, not expecting. You can get caught with your head on the wrong side. You've just got to be lower.
Trevor Davison never seen a yellow card, and that, happily for him, remains the case. Line out, won by Itoje.
I wouldn't know that feeling, Nick.
Some of it occasionally
I
provoked.
think on top 3, I think.
It's a proud statistic. Van Steyl, and Daly very nearly through on his own. He gets the ball away, and now Saracens responding. And responding impressively. Tompkins, he finds Good, who tries to tiptoe his way through. Tobias Elliott on this near right-hand side. Willis. That strength taking him as close as that to the try line. Maui. quite, not quite. Willis gives it another go.
That's good.
And Tom Willis scores the try.
Sounds to me like you are complaining.
His drive led to the territory, his drive leads to the score.
There was a sense of inevitability. It was a great start to play. Saracens had 3 players going flat to the line with Daly being the outside man, so it really condensed that Saints defence. So from then it was just powerful stuff. This try probably sums up the first 12 minutes, the way Saracens have wanted to play. Off 9, 4, 5 phases in a row, just challenging that Saints defence from a physicality perspective, and just a little bit slow to set up on that blind side on that try line with Saints. Saracens capitalised, but powerful stuff.
Fergus Burke's conversion. Oof. Should be level. They aren't. Still Saints 7, Saracens 5.
Yeah, it's that man again, getting the job done. Was a potential, didn't look ideal, little fumble, but it's not matter. The game's continued. Saracens effective in the end, getting through the phases.
Okay, use it, please.
Restart taken by Ezekwe. And Smith under pressure from Burke, and Atoje steals through. Gonzalez, Maui. Alex Good was there waiting for the pass, and then he becomes part of the clear out. Riccioni.
Tackle Mads.
Held on to by Lockett. Tompkins held on for half a second longer to then engage Earl. Atoje, feel the ferocity of the hits. That one delivered by Kemeny. Maui. And Northampton putting some glue on the ball. And then Saracens putting some chops into the proceedings, and it's cost them 10 metres.
The definite directive for Saracens to get at the breakdown and take that ball, Sam. What a piece of skill that was from Morrow.
As soon as the hit was made, any dominant hit, Saracens just flied into it, whether it's going for the ball or counter-rucking. But it was the counter-ruck on this occasion. It's a good tackle, and the instinct from Gonzalez and Morrow is just get over that ball. No one's there from a Saints perspective, so Morrow can come through that gate, pick up that ball. But it's ferocious stuff, and Saints then gave them a dose of their own medicine. There's a bit of a sloppy clear out from Saracens then. I think it's Nick Ezekwe off his feet, which means Coles can just swoop straight in.
Langdon to Lockett, to Pollock, to Mitchell. No way through as now he put the roadblock in, but Smith again, oh, and he's lost it. Nick Tompkins involved himself, drew the error.
Look at this from Fergus Burke on Mayana Vanua. Oh, I think it's the next phase.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, bind up,
this
please,
one.
lads.
It's a great shot. He's helped out by Earl, but what a great shot. Looking at shoulder, left shoulder, great tackle technique from number 10 on a number 4. Legs, arms around his legs, takes his legs away from him. That's a perfect hit from number 10 on a big man.
But I love the offload too. The awareness of you've lost the contact, let's get rid of it. And when you've got Mitchell at 9, that's exactly the kind of ball he wants. Broken field, could be space, someone's might not ready, catch him on a dummy. He's happy to receive, not all 9s are happy to receive that ball going backwards like that, but
second time.
Alex Mitchell is.
Number 1, second time. Over lean.
Penalty against Manny Jurgen for just being a little bit over-eager, over-leaning, heard Luke Pearce say. Italy's Danilo Fischetti is joining from Zebre next season. He'll bring some oomph.
Good player for Fischetti, great carrier, really good at defending breakdown, very mobile, explosive. He'll add a lot.
Well, Jamie George initially to get that going gave it the full tray of beans to find Ben Earl. And then the carry, and then the hit, and then the kick, and the chase as well. Brilliantly knocked backwards by Elliott. Northampton have it.
Okay, use it, please. Alex.
Curtis Langdon's down injured with what looks like an arm
Okay, use it
injury.
again, please.
I think it was his shoulder, Nick, as he's gone
Going through
flying into that tackle on Earl. He's really caught his shoulder, probably a stinger.
You okay?
We're going to see it here
Yeah,
now.
there's no foul play, Luke.
Look, he makes the
There's
read, he
handball
goes
that
flying
makes
off the back of the
on
line out, throws his body into it, his arm's too long,
Mate, at the moment, you're
holding
repping
it
by the sounds of
instantly.
Enough from you.
so he just catch the nerve pain. Sam,
Time
you'd have
off,
had a few
please.
more of them than me, to be honest. Way more, actually.
I had stingers almost every game. For anyone who doesn't know what a stinger is, we say the word stinger. When you bite ice cream on a tooth and you get that really sensitive feeling, it's like that sensitive feeling on your tooth, but it goes from your ear all the way down to all your fingertips on one arm. It's horrible. It's just when your nerve has been pinched in your neck. His arm is a little bit flailing there, so it's in quite a vulnerable position. So when you coach the tackle, keep your elbows in quite tight, keep your hands close together so you don't get that shoulder joint too exposed. You want to keep your arms tight. But a strong carry from Ben Earl.
Langdon back with us. It will be stretching it to say he's entirely comfortable with life at the moment, but he's back with us. Gonzalez down nicely, Tompkins, and Daly, Burke. Saracens putting together some nice movement here to release Shegan, or at least give him the opportunity to run at defenders. Earl, Riccioni. Thumping hits coming in from both sides, and then the line from Daly, and Daly's pass to Juan Martin Gonzalez. That is special. Week on from his hat-trick against the Falcons, the Argentinian has a try against the Saints.
All starts at the line out from Saracens, just getting wide. Really easy, to be honest. The Saints allowing them to get outside. Might be a little bit of Curtis Langdon hangover from the tackle. Get out on the outside, up the touchline, so then it gives all the forwards a place to run onto the ball, and Saints managed to actually stop this contact, but they don't stop the ball being fast. Lovely hands from Marrow, and it's this line here from Daly. Turns the corner, which is so hard to do at speed, and he has a relatively easier option on the inside, but being the player that he does, he fancies the hard pass over the top. And that's why the man's a three-time Lion.
Thank you.
Expect to see Gonzalez playing
Sounds
against
good
the
backwards,
Lions in that pre-tour game in Dublin before they fly out, and from a very tough position, Burke converts this try.
You're right, this is why Daly is a top-class player. He had a lovely touch on first phase as well. He pulled that ball out the back, and he's got that amazing ability, particularly when he's there at 13. The 15 jersey gives him this chance. But when he just 2v1 at full pelt, you know, it looks easy, but when you're running that fast and you can just deliver that 2v1 pass, Daly's brilliant. If it was like football, you judge people on assists. Daly's right up there, brilliant for an assist.
Okay, use it, please.
Another meaty carry from Willis.
Just a knock on. Two knock-ons.
Gonzalez
First.
highest.
Second.
But, didn't gather cleanly. Northampton will have the scrum.
Yeah,
Some
sorry.
might be surprised that Elliot Daly was... No, well, everyone that knows him probably isn't. That he was surprised to be announced in the
Fellas, two teams,
Lions
five
last
scrums,
week,
one
but
ball
the
out.
man can play so many
Five scrums,
positions
both teams,
at
both
a
ways.
very, very high level, and he does such a good job. No matter who he's playing for, as you saw in the Six Nations for England, coming off the bench and winning games for England. Today's at 13 for Saracens, and he's already had a big impact. He's on 3 carries, 18 metres. Had touches in 2 of the tries.
Binds.
He's more than justifying his case being in the Lions.
Third time, number 3, engage before the set. Please
time it's
wait until I call set. You're the tight edge.
Trevor
number
Davison.
3. Stay on.
Northampton having a few problems just locking the thing down at the moment, Sam.
Yeah, definite scrum edge towards... There we go, and there's the penalties conceded, 3-1 against Northampton Saints. Definite scrum advantage, and it's where Saints get a lot of their territory. You know, they've just given them cheap entries into the... Not cheap, they've worked hard for it, but an easier entry and a 40-metre gain into the Saints half.
+1.
Shegan. Once more running into heavily bolted doors. Willis to Juan Martin Gonzalez.
Good option, thank you, 12, 30. Don't trap him, don't trap him! Good option, thank you, good action.
On sale. Burke, oh, that's collided off the frame of Langdon, but Saracens and Good can stretch it. Drop goal from Daly. Well, it gets the seal of approval from the locals, but it was worth a go.
It was definitely worth a go, and he's got it in the locker without doubt. He just hooks it. Maybe Jamie, I think Jamie was in the way. I'd be telling Jamie to get out of the way. He was slightly in front of his target, so he hooked it to the right, but he's definitely got it in there. Fergus Burke's gone for this little chip a couple of times now over. Now there's definitely some space, but whether it's the right choice of tactical kick, I'm not sure. It needs to go on the floor, really.
Curtis Langdon still getting treatment in the middle of all that. That right shoulder that took the stinger. Clearly not operating to full function at the moment. Willis. Burke. Gonzalez.
It's the wrong way back, so advantage here.
Important that he was trapped by Dingwall, otherwise it'd have been on his way.
Advantage. Dead or not, Simon? Okay, advantage over.
Need to use this ball here, Saints. They haven't had too much other than the try. They've not been down in Saracens' half at all. They've been penned back and taken a lot of hits. I think they just need to take some time, win the ball. When they eventually do win the ball back, just go through the phases.
How many, Saris?
It's a shortened line out because Willis is standing amongst the backs. It was won by Cruz, 8 from 8 for Jamie George.
Wing is good.
Van Sale kicks the ball away more than any other scrum half in the league, and that was a good chase, led once more by Willis, who is on it today. He's on it every day. Pollock. What are you pointing at, Chris?
Langdon still, he's holding his shoulder. He's gone into that contact and he's just holding his shoulder again. I don't think we're going to see him for much longer.
Taken by Shegan, both hands above his head. Yeah, Langdon is playing through the pain here. Northampton have Craig Wright on the bench. But at the moment, Curtis Langdon is little more than a passenger.
Hold in front. Retreat one.
Burke goes high up to blue skies now. The cloud of earlier in the day has cleared away, gathered by Lichfield. Starting to feel warmer and warmer as well. Chilly morning here in the East Midlands, but not now. Smith chases his own, gathered by Good. Doesn't panic. Saw George as a possible option. Thought better of it.
Let's go.
It's OJ into Pollock. Goodness me. Charged down by Pollock, and now Pollock and Good. And Good skittled out of the way illegally.
You're over his back before he gets untouchable.
I was just thinking he's been a little bit quiet by recent standards up to this point, but then all of a sudden he involves himself like that.
Yeah, just probably a little bit eager. It was actually good play from Good because he's sort of buying his time. Good charge down from Pollock. It was poor from Van Zyl, though. There was no protection, but Pollock did really well to be the opportunist and charge them down. You're going to have to, because the box kicking is going well for Saracens. They're probably edging that aerial battle at the moment. Got to put more pressure on them at 9, and Pollock doing a good example there.
Northampton are going to make the change at hooker. We can see Craig Wright and his blonde hair down below as a Shegan waltzes his way through. Jamie George, off the kick from George. Ball went forwards. Nearly.
At the line out now.
He's dangerous, Shegan, if you give him space. He's fast, he's powerful. Couldn't quite, Tommy Freeman just did enough to contain him and force the pass forward. You'd like to see him keep hold of that, but it's hard when you know other people are in space. Jamie just showing off.
Well, that was clearly forward. The applause for Curtis Langdon, who has been replaced by Craig Wright. Robbie Smith,
Yeah.
ostensibly Saints' second choice
Just remember
hooker.
the very first
for
free
the
kick against
season.
the game went against you guys. Yeah. So make sure the space is right from you guys too.
Sorry,
Listening to the conversation
So,
between Luke
like I said to Trevor,
Pearson and Jamie
3
George.
actions, 3 calls. At the moment, I'm getting 2 actions in, and everyone's folding. Okay.
I promise you, we don't want to do that.
I know. I've got to treat both teams exactly the same. That's all.
Not ideal, Nick. 26 minutes in.
Just bear in mind, Northampton, that you've had 2 penalties for the same offence in 2 successive scrums. I've just spoken to Jamie about exactly the same thing, so I'm not just looking at you, but please, we need 3 actions and 3 calls. Okay? That's just one more.
That potentially Saints have lost their starting hooker for next weekend. The Champions Cup final. Let's hope it's not the case and he's fine.
Let's get to the ball in, please.
Well, yeah, that's far from ideal.
How long does it take to recover from a stinger, Sam, our stinger correspondent?
Depends how hard you are, I think, doesn't it, Sam?
Well, I'm sat here with a scar on my neck because of him, so no, they're quite easy. It depends on the severity. A stinger is normally just a day or 2 and you're absolutely fine. So if you haven't got a history of them, then Langdon should be okay, but it could be something more sinister. We'll have to find out.
Fingers crossed for him, for Saints, a week out from Bordeaux in Cardiff. Mitchell, scrum that does work. Hutchinson glides through, running elegantly, ball in both hands. And Saracens over the top. It's
hands on the floor.
A Northampton penalty going against Ivan van Steyl. Clambered through illegally.
Disrupted the whole breakdown. Number 9. Hands on the deck. Retreat first, Sarries, retreat first.
Oh, that's a great kick.
Wow.
What a bit of skill this is from Alex Good.
One of the shadows along the touchline. Thank you very much.
And they sometimes, Nick, can be the moments in games that you look back on, and that was an important part. 7, 12, 27 minutes, you might not think it's got a lot to say, but it's just completely cut Northampton out of any sort of attack again.
Let's go then, let's bind up, please. Scrum, Northampton, knock on the line. Lads, last scrum was perfect, thank you.
For the bloke second on that list tomorrow, Danny Cares. Final home game for the club he's grown up at, and will be there.
Yeah, but don't all
the
gather
match
out.
against Exeter.
I know what happens here. Everyone
He's
walks
managed to
off, walks back
manufacture,
on.
I mean, he's an absolute Quins legend, and no doubt be a stand
5 seconds.
named after him at some point. He's managed to manufacture himself wearing the number 9 shirt from the bench tomorrow, which is pretty impressive. You've got to know some people to
Okay,
get that
same
done.
again, please. Space.
So Matt Ferguson, who'll be looking at this scrum as closely as anyone. His last game at the Gardens as Northampton's scrum coach. He's always been good company, been good to us, Matt Ferguson. And he moving on to fresh challenges. This Saints scrum will be under new management next season. Mitchell, Hutchinson and Smith running behind him to Ram. Might be able to link up with Freeman here, and Rams fall down. Mitchell to Smith. Lockett. Going to have a chat with Sam Vesti in a moment or 2.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, I can see him over there. Thanks, man. Don't trap him.
Smith.
Sorry, fellas, I can't play on.
Peep on
You're
the
screaming offside.
whistle because of injuries. It's James Ram who's taking a little bit of treatment. Let's have a chat with Sam. I don't know whether you know Sam, but Curtis Langdon, can you tell us anything? It looked like a stinger we were thinking up here.
Yeah, I think so. It looked like a stinger and struggled to shake it.
What are you striving for here, and how close have you got to it so far?
Well, I think we want to be better than we are at the moment. I think we're trying some good stuff, but we look a little bit scatty, a little bit loose with the ball. Yeah, so it's not quite where we're at. We're staying in the game defensively okay, but yeah, a little bit scatty from us in attack, and we're just not quite getting the outcomes off the back of that, I think.
How do you explain that?
You've got to win a physical battle, and I think Sarries have come very pumped up, and they've got off the line really hard, and I'm not sure we are winning that at the moment. I think all the good stuff that we know we can do is going to come off the back of that. I
know it's a fairly simplistic thing, but I can't remember a game where I've mentioned Tommy Freeman as little as I have this season. Is that fair?
Yes, I think it probably is. The ball hasn't moved, and you know, we are, when the machine's oiled well, the ball ends up moving to those edges, and I think that's probably a symptom of us being a little bit scatty and not looking after the ball very well.
All right, brilliant. Thanks for your time, Sam.
Cheers.
Bit of WD-40. You can definitely tell the level of physicality is just above Northampton, so they're losing all the small collisions, and when there's a kicking battle at the moment, they're not getting any momentum from it because Saracens are blasting through it or winning that contact, and that's where Northampton like to get going and like to get their attack flowing from.
Tommy Freeman just edging to the left here. He might be involved fairly shortly. Here he goes and passes the ball to his captain Dingwall. Saracens' voice is raised in defence. Pollock tackled by Ezekwe as he needed to be, and combination of Ezekwe and Earl, and just Willis wasn't far away. All-round determination.
They've got a massive, first three-phase defensive mentality at the minute, Sarries.
Yes, hold on. Just let me explain. If I hear them screaming at me again, I will penalise them. Can I talk to them? Very quickly. Time off, please. Very quickly.
Sarries trying to influence Luke Pearce just by competing on the ball and letting him know about it. It's obvious. Tobias Elliott has the first competition on the ball. You see it here. It's a good tackle. Tobias Elliott comes flying in. He's strong on that. He looks really good. Then Saracens get into defensive shape well. Maro gets over for a second time in a row, just relentlessly competing at that ball, just not allowing Saints to get any continuity, and you have to credit the Saracens' defensive effort so far for that.
If there was ever a sign that you're going hard at the breakdown, it's your wingers competing at the off scrums. You've got a right-hand winger who's coming in to get over the ball. Yeah, it's definitely a clear sign that they've been told go hard at every breakdown.
There's another who might be keeping a close eye on England's announcement, the summer tour on Tuesday.
Backwards again.
One winger to the other. Freeman in the end to Litchfield. Mayana Vanua.
Okay, use it now, please. Onside, Nick. Also.
Mitchell's kick.
Backwards.
Sent backwards by Elliott. Atoje. Runs into Alex Coles. Another afternoon trying out the 6 jersey for size today for Alex Coles. Second row into the back row.
No. Okay, use it, please. Let's go. Start on side.
Let's watch this now, Nick. See how fast the Saracens lads sprint. Look at Elliott, how fast he's going. He'll speed up into this contact. Turnover option. Got it.
Okay.
Ram had to be sharp. Oof. Well, it was not meant for Mayana Vanui, but he got his big hands on it. Smith did well to sort things out and gets it back. A ball absolutely made in Northampton.
He's back on side.
And Northampton with a platform. Dingwall to Freeman. Hutchinson drifts into this left-hand side. He's not far off Smith now. Instead, it's Yogan. Timo Mayana Vanua's got up a little bit gingerly. He looks like he might have twisted a knee or an ankle or something. Mitchell. Ball down by Willis, who was back on his feet quickly. And Saracens have won it back, and once again that physical contest. Earl and Willis and Shegan found some space. He needed to be held on to and was by a determined Freeman.
Okay, hands away!
It's been a colossal contest from both sides at the breakdown, and Saracens win again. And if you're picking out Saracens players at the moment to award medals after, what, 33 minutes. I think you probably go 6, 7 and 8. Gonzalez, Earl and Willis, absolutely monumental with their work.
They've been absolutely awesome. Ben Earl just had a prior turnover as well, which was absolutely brilliant. They're just working together so well in tandem.
And giving me a load of grief after decisions. Alex has twice softly done it and then done it again. I got to treat both teams the same.
Watch Ben Earl here. See, Mitchell's trying to get to Earl to make him bite. Ben Earl just stands there. He lets Mitchell run, be his threat. He doesn't bite on him, and then they get on the ball. It was just such good defence. And here's the counter ruck. Richie only just stealing more time, making more players get committed, just making a mess of that ruck. It's such good work in defence from Saracens.
And then off the back of that, you've got the calmness and coolness of Alex Good, who just looks up, he just knows what to do in the situation. He has the awareness to put a small crossfield kick in. Shagan nearly gets up the touchline, gets the ball back, he bangs it 60 metres, and that's where Saracens get the turnover.
Well, this feels like a big moment approaching half-time. Wasn't clean ball. Stretching a Itoje, couldn't control it. And a reprieve for the hosts.
Yeah, it's an important steal there for Northampton Saints.
Okay, use it, please. Mary, let him go, mate. Let him go.
It's just not doing enough for Saints, is it? They just managed to keep hold, kicked it there 20 metres, but it doesn't release enough of the pressure, unfortunately. You know they're going to keep coming back at you.
Zequay, Burke, Shagan, stretched, running into Dingwall.
No hands,
Again, the pile up over the ball. Tompkins. Earl, George, Pollock, over it. Not quite enough on that occasion. Good.
Okay, use it, please. No.
Itoje. Both sides continuing to circle each other, jabbing away, looking for heavier punches, but it's all very tight at the moment.
Saints.
George comes into a green and black wall. Daly, Earl, Smith giving as good as he gets.
No, play on.
Tompkins, good. Gonzalez and Elliott with room to move into, and Alex Good. And after all the hard work, all the huff and puff, space found in the blink of an eye.
The timing of the pass from Gonzalez was perfect. He's just getting his breath back now, trying to get in some water on his knees, but it was such good work. He just waited for that last man to bite in him. Watch him now. Orange boots, take around the legs, gets the ball. He just waits for Ram to bite, and as soon as Ram just commits in, Ram's struggling there. Should have probably held out, trusted his inside man to take Gonzalez, but because he's got that pace,
you're correct with it.
You can't trust him, he has to come in as well, but it's great timing of the pass. Nice ball back inside the Good as well. Really crisp stuff from Saracens.
How many tries do you think Alex Good scored this season?
One.
Correct. It's the first try he scored since the game against Harlequins at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last season.
Wow. Yeah, he's more of an assist man than he is try scorer. He gave me a lot. I'm very thankful for him for that. But it looks so simple in the end for Saracens. Ram was struggling, I think, on the touchline, as we're seeing him limp off the pitch here. So it's well spotted and just really well finished by Saracens.
Yeah, James Ram just hobbling off down to our right. He's been replaced by Tom Seabrook. Northampton with a couple of potentially serious injuries a week out from the final. What are you seeing, Sam?
You'll see Moyana Vanua, number 4. He's had his ankle taped as well. So as you said, Nick, with Langdon, Moyana Vanua sort of playing with his ankle earlier. He's had the physio strap that at. Ram's going off as well. It hasn't been a good first half from an injury prevention perspective for Saints.
This was always going to be the worry, though, Sam. When you've got extra the week before, do you go and take that on, or do you come here 7 days before a final and play your full team? That's why I'd never be a coach, amongst other reasons, Nick.
Brilliant coach, Ashley.
Are you okay? Is it his head? Is it his head?
At under sevens.
Is it his head? Is it his head? I've had to stop. Believe it's a head injury.
I think it's Juan Martin Gonzalez who is down, and he was the cause for Luke Pearce's concern.
Looks like a
There's
knee,
no
not a
foul,
head.
though.
You scrum, your guy's ball. Thanks, Steve. Thank you, Mark. I just thought they were upset.
There's Tom Seabrook,
Problem
who
is I
is
can't go hard
on.
on them appealing.
Seabrook for
that's all.
for one last time at the Gardens. He's amongst those heading off at the end of the season. Recovered from a sore knee against Exeter last weekend to at least get the chance to say his farewells.
Yeah,
And there's
scrum,
the
safe ball.
concern for James Ram, left ankle. And a stinger, if he weren't
Oh,
with us
thank
at
you.
the start, for Curtis Langdon, the hooker.
Looks like it could be serious from Gonzalez. McFarlane's come straight on the pitch.
Change, yeah, number 6. Sorry, I didn't want to run you over.
There's Phil Dowson. Alongside James Craig, who looks after the line out. Both of them with a little bit to think about as we bear down on half-time.
Yeah, I think what Northampton have struggled with most is they've not been
just
able to
inside
get
their
a
half,
positive
lads,
on a positive.
50-22's
Not
on.
been able to get the normal momentum. If they have got a good outcome, they've not been able to find the next one. Saracens have disrupted
Same
that
again, please.
and managed to swing it back
Really,
in their favour.
really good reaction, thank you.
Something that they have to focus on the second half. If you're going to do something well and turn over, you've got to find another positive way in the team to have an impact, to get yourself some possession and territory.
Bind. Set. 2, 3.
Saints scrum on halfway into the final couple of minutes of this first half. Bright sunshine now at the Gardens as Hutchinson lifts it up for Smith, and he finds Freeman. Litchfield to the left, a lot of work to do. He does well to turn it back on the Saints side. Coles.
No.
Being tackled by
Come on,
Earl.
thanks.
Freeman. Just wiggling around with the key just to see what might give. A Yogan and the hooker right, and Dingwall. He's tackled by the new man, Theo McFarland. This is Bright from Northampton. Not had those long passages of play or enough of them to really overly threaten that Saracens defence regularly enough so far. Smith thrown backwards. Miana Vanua.
Okay, tackle now. On his knees. No.
Yogan. Flies over the head of Ben Earl, loses the ball in the process.
Just hold on. Just a knock on. I thought there were 2.
Saracens can close out this first half with the scrum.
Saracens defence again, Sam. Just some of the double hits we're seeing. Lads just flying themselves into it.
Ben Earl, what he does exceptional there. He stays on his feet until the very last second, then he drops really low, then he explodes forwards into the tackle using his arms. It's so hard to do that from a low position when they're coming head on to you.
Yeah, but
it was a brilliant tackle, but Saracens defence, I'm trying to not keep talking about it, but it's definitely been the one main aspect of this first half which has separated these teams.
And this here, missed tackles.
Let's have a look at this Ben Earl tackle, which is concerning the officials.
No replays here, Dean.
Okay, simultaneous for me. It's
Okay,
all
fine.
dynamic.
Scrum. Yeah, fair enough. Well, it's all at the same time. It's fair. I just wanted to make sure.
He has got a habit of doing that technique.
Sorry, sorry to
I
stop you.
like it. I think it's a great head-on. If you want to get players low, I think he does exceptionally well to get low there. Because the player carries the momentum, he goes over the top of him. But because he's used his arms, he's obviously got away with that. No arms there, then obviously he's in trouble. But he's done well to get low, maintain his balance, and use his arms. I think it's a great tackle.
Set.
Well, as things stand, Saracens are heading 4th this evening, and they're making sure that their final game of the regular season next weekend at home to Bath will have a stack load hanging on it. Kemeny with a bright start for Northampton, but then the power of Saracens' game. Willis, Gonzalez, good. Half-time at the Gardens, Northampton 7, Saracens 19. Interesting to hear Ben say at half-time, Sam, that Northampton need a big start. They've got to set the tone in this first 5-10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, they do. You know, Hugo makes a really good point that emotionally there's different things on the line for these players, but they need to come out with, and I hate challenging emotion, but you know, Saracens just looked so much more charged in the first 10 minutes of that first half, and I want to see more from Saints from that perspective now.
There's a gentle stubby one from Finn Smith, and it worked because Itoje wasn't able to gather it. This is Tom Seabrook, who came on for James Ram towards the back end of that first half. It's been a difficult start to the second half for Maro Itoje.
Can't make a tackle.
Just had a quick look as well as at the Bordeaux score for them. They've managed to get a win at home and take all their players off on 50 minutes. So
perfect.
Will we see that here from Northampton Saints? That you never know.
What matters more to them, this or next Saturday? The question will become more and more apparent as this second half wears on. Line out lost.
Yeah, don't trap him in, don't trap him. Okay, use it, please. Start on side first. Start on side. On side.
Pretty bright. Who was Northampton's other replacement in that first half for the injured Curtis Langdon. I think it might be a stinger for Langdon. We hope it's nothing more sinister than that. With Bordeaux at the Principality a week away. Mitchell. There's Alex Coles. Oozing through with menace. Mitchell, a bit more pace to it. Freeman.
Freeman just knocking it off as he just got the ball, went into contact, lost it. It's better from Northampton Saints, definitely. But Saracens just seems really smart around the breakdown. When Northampton are firing lads into it, they're backing off and getting reset in the line.
You're not looking for stuff, are you?
This is the knock-on from Freeman. Just accidental, but they're the errors that you're not going to get any foothold into this game if you're going to keep making errors like that when you put in so much effort in to get into that third point in the first place.
Same as the end of the half, please.
Come on, Brass. Come on, Brass. 1 o'clock.
We talk to Rob Webber, who I can see down below us with his headphones on. We'll have a chat with Rob, part of Sarri's coaching team, in a minute or two. We'll let him watch this scrum from the far side. Northampton concede the penalty. Let's have a chat with Rob now. You've been feeding your men on raw meat during the week, Rob. That was quite a first half.
Yeah, I thought physically we were up to it, weren't we? Which was pleasing, and obviously we've got to try and back that up against a team that can score from anywhere. So all to do still.
All part of the chat in the week at Old Albanians, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we know how dangerous Northampton can be, and it's a real challenge for us defensively. So we've got to be a sort of a red alert mentality with guys like Alex Mitchell and Finn Smith running the show for them. So yeah, we've got to be on it.
What do you like about the balance of 6, 7 and 8? Gonzalez, Earl, Willis. What do they bring as back rowers?
Yeah, probably all something a little bit different. You've got Lan's aerial skills and Ben's sort of speed and attacking carries and things, and Tommy Willis is a bit of a wrecking ball, isn't he, at the moment? So it's a good balance for us.
Good stuff. Thanks, Rob.
Cheers.
Good. And again, and Burke and Elliott and Shegan. And if he scores this, you're tempted to think it might be done. In the shadowy corner. But Saracens heading towards a big final day of the regular season at this rate. They're pulling away at the start of the second half.
Looks good okay at first instance, but we'll check.
No hurry.
Just a really good set-piece move again from Saracens. Everybody on the money. Wide ball. It's actually Alex Good that comes up with the goods. Fergus, Burke, turns the corner. It looks really simple, but I can't tell you the amount of reps and timing that's needed to get that right and make it look so effortless.
25 seconds stood around in the first half.
It's a good, it's a good finish there from Shagan, but yeah, it's a really good, efficient start to play. Everybody running their lines. It's really hard to get together.
And it's the bonus point securing try. And it'll be a 5-point win if they do go on to win, and even the biggest of Saints supporters right now will be struggling to make a case for their men. Burke's conversion kisses off the post. Should they win with a full 5 points, it means that any win of any colour next weekend against Bath will do it for them in terms of the playoffs.
Yeah, well, this means now they'll overtake Bristol Bears and go into that 4th spot, and they've importantly got Bath in their last game. We don't know what sort of team Bath are going to put out for that, so there's favourable fixtures for Leicester and for Sale. You think they're going to cement their place in the playoffs? But there we go now, there's confirmation. Surrey's just overtaken Bristol, so that means now Gloucester and Bristol have to rely on results next weekend. That's a big game, not next weekend, sorry, next round, but big game for Sarries in the next round against Bath.
Just a reminder that if teams are level on points won, then it'll be games won next up to differentiate, and then points difference.
Well, you'd rather have destiny in your own hands, wouldn't you? Of course, that's what, if Saracens continue, have taken control of with a home game, last game of the season.
Retreat first. Keep retreating, please.
Smith eases his kick away, taken by Good. Back he comes. 401st game for the club after the landmark day last weekend against the Falcons. Shagan, Tompkins. This is Theo McFarland all in the first half for Juan Martin Gonzalez. Atoje. There's a knot of Saracen supporters, most of whom I think were on my train up this morning, making themselves heard for the first time.
Yeah, I got that man.
Smith.
I've got him here.
Kemeny.
If we come back this way, I'm going to have to stop.
It's just a tackle, Luke, no foul play.
Tom Lockett,
Cutting down an option.
who
Had to
is
stop again. Scrum
down
Saints.
injured, I think. He and the winger Tom Litchfield, the only two who started in Exeter last weekend. That's where he hurt himself. Already lost Curtis Langdon, already lost James Ram, and now big concern for Tom
Went
Lockett.
straight through.
He goes in well from a technical perspective. There's a lot of weight in that carry. Marrow's carrying that with a lot of momentum. He's got Willis attached to him as well, so you combine that, it's way over 200 kilos and two strong men. Here we have another look at the carry.
Yeah. Just way too much hit.
It's a one-on-one
I'll make
actually.
sure they give some
Willis
back,
gets there a bit later.
But we ended the first half
When you
really
hit
well,
that
but
hip bone,
let's
I
get back
find
to
it's
that
such a dense area of the body. Can often catch you a bit off guard, and Marrow's a big man, as we know anyway.
Yeah, you can't allow Marrow a one-on-one tackle in the mood he's been in today, the way he's carried. He just keeps ploughing through the contact. You need to be hitting in twos, and when you're in the defensive line like that, you need your mate at the side of you to hit him with you, and when you've not, that's what you're running the risk. Hopefully he's okay.
Back to the standard,
It's actually one of those head collisions that, as much as he's back on his feet now and playing it, you think of the electronic mouth guard, and if there has been a serious collision, then it will be picked up by the doctors, but that's something for the experts up here in the stands with us. At least for the time being, is that Tom Lockett's part of this scrum. Mitchell, Smith, Hutchinson. Nicely away, Freeman. And just to spread it even further wide to Litchfield. Kemeny on the charge. That's what they need, a bit of blood and snort.
It is exactly what they need, but he's on his own, that's the only thing, Nick. He needs teammates with him.
Clipped through by Litchfield.
There was no arms in the tackle by Whiteford. It's on the grass cut.
Penalty against Atoje for an illegal tackle.
Just this defence here from Van Zyl. Look how he goes around the back, follows Finn Smith all the way. There was a big opportunity for Saints, but him having that impact means Finn Smith has got to give the ball a little bit earlier and then it means the defence on the outside have a bit more time. Great scrum half play from Van Zyl, and then a great hit from Willis.
That's the penalty. Atoje on Smith.
He's had a couple of them this second half. He was on his knees here doing the tackle. I think he's just keen.
Quickly away by Kemeny, and Saints, as they need to be, on the front foot. They need an immediate response to Yogan. Kemeny again. That close. Mitchell whips it out, Saints score. And Alex Coles gleefully keeps the fires burning.
Organised power, Nick. Such good carry play from Saints. Every time there was a carrier beyond the first phase, they had men. It's a good start, a good momentum onto the ball from Litchfield, and then the next carry, 3 men. Backed up by 2 support players, then again. Mayana Vanua adding his weight. Damage is done. 3 good carries. Defence can't fold, get in position. Simple, powerful, but good organisation. Just having another look at this grounding.
Yeah, Dean Richards, the TMO, wants to have another look.
No, just hold. I need to check the grounding.
I think he looks like he may have dropped that, does he?
That's what I'm looking.
Oh, actually.
Does he lose contact with the ball?
I mean, we are on super slow-mo here, and it still looks like he's not got full control.
Yeah, we need to go upstairs on this one, Luke.
So, be clear, lads, on-field decision is try. So the footage needs to show it clearly as a no try. Any ambiguity or doubt, then we still give it.
Coming towards you now, Luke.
So we are looking for a slither of daylight between Cole's right hand, maybe the left hand,
you're
of the
going to have
ball.
the best angle of this being close to the screen. It looks like he's holding the ball, carrying the ball, pushes down. There obviously is doubt because the ball flies off, but on-field decision is try.
His left hand comes off, his right hand is still connected. I've just got to see if I can get a clearer angle to see if he loses grip.
Just remember, it needs to be clearly and obvious.
Absolutely,
dropped,
got you.
Otherwise, we give the try. It does look iffy, of course.
Here comes the last angle.
The best view might be the view behind
the
try line.
From what I'm seeing on the screen, Dean, there's enough doubt. There's a lot going on.
Just hold on, Luke.
He's not got
his
control,
hands come off it, Luke.
Okay, so what are you telling me?
A knock on.
So no. Thank you.
Okay, let's just check the.
Just bear with me here. Unfortunately, he's dropped the ball. But we are going to look and see if they start onside, okay?
There's a mile onside.
So it won't be a try because he's dropped it clearly. It's gone from one hand to another, so clearly that can't be in control of the ball. But let's just make sure he's onside. Yeah, probably. It looks all right so far, lads, doesn't it?
It's a situation where it's not ideal being 6'6" or 6'7".
So just to confirm,
half a metre out from the try line. You're trying to get to the floor as quick as possible. It's not going to be a speciality.
Yeah, it'd be a goal line dropout, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So camera back, please. Okay, so it's no try. The reason being is it's gone from one hand to another, so you can't be in control. Therefore, it's a knock-on, in goal, goal line dropout.
Saints still 17 points adrift.
This has kind of been the Achilles heel this season, I'd say. They've not been able to replicate what they did last season and score these moments and score these tries with handling, and it's ended up being their downfall in the league, without doubt, not being able to complete tries that they would have definitely last season.
Loose ball taken by Mayana Vanua. And Trevor Davison loses it.
The energy that gives to Saracens, Sam, you can see he's just lifting them.
I mean, the Prem has been great to watch this year, but the energy I've seen from Saracens today in a lot of fixtures that Bath play, Sale play in particular, you know, they just seem to be the teams who have a bit more energy to defend. And in games where, like today, for example, it seems to be that the teams who have that tend to come to the top.
No, both of you get on with it.
A little bit, Sam, about what Mark McCall this week said about their best and worst performances of the season. And he said the gap between the two extremes was too big. Won 9 in the league this season, lost 7. They've got to narrow the gap to be more consistent, and there's a little bit about Northampton in that as well. At their best, they've been brilliant. At their worst, that's a big gap.
I thought about that quote as well, and I wonder whether that's maybe some loss of senior players who drive those standards week to week, like a Farrell and Vernapolas for Sarries, and your Courtney Laws for the Saints. Maybe not having those guys marshalling the troops week in, week out, keeping those standards super high. And look, Sarries got some great leaders in their team, but you need them across the board. One guy can't do it. So maybe it'll take some time for somebody to step up into that role and fill those leadership roles within both sides.
A determined Tobias Elliott making the kick a brilliant kick. Earl.
No, it's not. Use it, please.
I wonder if that Alex Cole's try that wasn't was the moment that got away from Northampton. It might have been the spark to get them back into this contest. Up until this point, Saracens have largely kept them at arm's length. It's been a long, muscular arm, but even so, it's gone forwards.
Well, so far, the big difference in this game has been that kicking contest. Saracens being able to control it. As we saw Elliott there, he's getting over the Northampton Saints wingers and winning the ball back.
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah.
All set for a few tears, a ton of emotion doubtless tomorrow as Goodison Park hosts the Premier League game for the last time. Already relegated Southampton, the last Premier League visitors.
Guys, great response, thank you.
And another Saturday night ahead of us.
Okay, up we go then.
Made for fight fans. Scotland's Paul Craig against Rodolfo Bellato, part of a bill topped by Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales later on TNT Sports 1. Mention as well for Roland Garros, TNT, hosting Grand Slam tennis for the first time, starting a week tomorrow. We'll be on court Philippe Chatrier, all the stories that have been made there over the century or so on the red clay of Paris.
We just spoke about it. 17, closing the cap, second time. No. Numbers.
Saracens changes, you can see them there. Ironi Maui and Jamie George hope they've done their jobs. Theo Dan and Phil Brantingham are in their stead.
It's good competition.
Craig Wright came on a lot earlier for Curtis Langdon. Langdon will be one of the headline-making question marks ahead of the Champions Cup final next weekend at the Principality.
+1, he's been out.
And this is Theo Dan. You can absolutely look forward to a summer in the Americas, surely with England against Argentina, USA.
One stop, Sarries! Ivan, think about it, okay, when it stops next time. Okay, yes, please.
Ball won back by Theo Dan. And there in a nutshell is the reason why Van Sale has kicked more Premiership ball away than anyone else this season, made more meters, but their ability to win it back as well and set up positions like this.
Yeah, look at this, what they're getting off the back of it. They've got a 3-on-1 here.
Burke, Shegan, his closest mate. Shegan goes in to work hard against Hutchinson, who was over the ball. He thought the ball was his. Looked imploringly towards George Selwood, the assistant, who was not in the mood for supporting him. And then that's lost by Dan as he drove in.
Yeah, we've seen Bath take this tactic a lot this season and do it really effectively. It's where they get all the field position from, because one catch from your winger can just change the whole momentum of how everything's going and gives you attacking ball. And we've just seen it today, really efficiently done by Saracens. You win that contest, you go a long way to winning the game. Probably not a natural before he came to Saracens to kicker wasn't probably his natural game. He's had to develop that as being part of Saracens and the way that they play the game. Needing your wingers on the money. As we see, he won't have been used to this before he's come here, and I think that even more so after Owen Farrell leaves, he's had to take more of that responsibility on, and that's why he's first in all the rankings.
And that's a mighty shove from Saracens. Saints splintering, going backwards, but winning possession. Mitchell and Smith getting the ball away well to Hutchinson and finding some width here, and Litchfield in full gallop. Bouncing ball is his friend, but not the touchline.
That's a good play from Saints, because it's a good scrum from Saracens, but it takes out all their back row, so it means Mitchell can get to first defender, and then they can get to that edge. Puts on the afterburners as well to make up some good ground. But the good scrum actually from Saracens put them in a little bit of trouble on that far side.
They've done that a few times today, Sam, where they've really gone for the scrum. Is that because they feel like they can win it and they want to risk the backs, let them solve it themselves?
So your front five will want you to go for it, meaning your back row have to stay on and chase you through that scrum. If you come off, then the Saints could come back, but if you're going to commit to that and you want to go for the hit and chase, you want to turn that scrum over. If you don't, you do run the risk that your back row is going to be stuck on that scrum.
Significant Saints changes, it would seem. The last time that we will see Finn Smith at the Gardens this season, he's been taken off with 25 minutes to go, and he's now going to be wrapped in bubble wrap before he even gets his kit and his boots off, you suspect. And he's been replaced by Jake Garside. Angus Scott Young is on into the back row, and Tarek Hafar playing his final game at the Gardens before a move to Leicester replaces Manny Yogan.
He's probably played 56 minutes too long for me, Nick, to be honest. I would have liked to have seen him wrapped in cotton wool ready for next week anyway. He's got a big few months ahead of him, Finn Smith, and hopefully that starts next weekend.
Here's a commentary cliche question that both of you will probably never have been asked. When you were wrapped in whatever by us commentators, would you have rather cotton wool or cling film or candy floss? What would you have been in your dreams wrapped in?
Ashley's pointing at me because he knows I've been in this situation a few times. I would, cotton wool goes through me, Nick. I would probably go bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's laughing because we actually spoke at half-time about Sam being at one club for how long, how many years?
Yeah, 10 years.
10 years, 100 games. That's all you need to know. He was in cotton wool for most of his career, is what we're saying.
I got shares in cotton wool.
All those signing on fees you missed out on, Sam.
All those initiations I missed out on, I think.
Anyway, Rory Hutchinson has gone to 10.
Bind.
Garside's gone into the wing, onto the wing. And Litchfield into midfield. And here he is. And Hutchinson. Mitchell there. Taken on by Coles. And then Pollock. Freeman. Shaped to give it to Seabrook, held on to it. Seabrook a first half replacement. Coles again. Quality of Saracens defending today. Ben Earl at the forefront of everything. Hits with meaning. Mayana Vanua down low. Coles. He's got the new man Garside up in support. Mayana Vanua's waiting. Angus Scott Young as well. Davison lays it back. Tommy Freeman gets the ball going once more. Saracens offside. Northampton with the advantage. Beyond Freeman to Hafar. Oh, back we come. Trevor Davison's in an awful lot of pain as well. Meantime, Mitchell takes it quickly, and then a charging Coles that close. Pollock with his arm outstretched. Hafar in front of him. It is Hafar. Down low. Over scores. His leaving present to the Gardens before he joins the sworn enemy next season. But right now he's still a Saints player. And he's still scoring Northampton tries. Tarek Hafar.
Alex Mitchell, as always, on the spot, ready to go. Loves a quick tap. They were good enough at the breakdown to get it, but they were walking in outside here. It's great strength. He's had a good season so far. All year has been really good for Northampton. Strong carrying. Maybe we're seeing a sign here of Saracens starting to slow because they've been so good and put so much into all these collisions. There's still time here. Saints are more than good enough to come back and turn this game over. And having Saracens put so much into the contacts, maybe the speed and the dynamic of the Saints' backs could come into this game.
It's when Sarri's been organised, Saints have struggled. That's an unorganised defence because, credit to Mitchell, he's gone quick. So it's like, how many times can Saints try and manufacture an attack against a disorganised defence? You know, things like from a kick reception, you know, box kick, receive the ball, and you're playing against an organised defence, or quick taps. They need to try and get that. When Sarries are organised, they're finding it very difficult to break them down.
Northampton have emptied the bench. Elliot Miller-Mills for Trevor Davison. Ed Prowse on for Timo Mianabanua, whose days as a gardener here are now officially over. One more away game to come for him in the Premiership, away to Gloucester. And Johnny Wyman, 19-year-old scrum half, has replaced Alex Mitchell. Mitchell joining Finn Smith in the cotton wool or bubble wrap or whatever it is ahead of next weekend.
That's
on the other side, Andy Unyama Christie on for Tom Willis. Ben Earl's gone to 8. And Tom Seabrook charging hard, winning it! Oh no, he forgot to take the ball with him. He must have run 60 metres, and then the 5 centimetres that really mattered, he fluffed.
Still advantage for a knock-on.
Oh, Tom Seabrook. That really would have put the cat among the pigeons.
You know, from 50 metres out, you're thinking, maybe it might bounce, maybe it might bounce. As you get closer, and he gets it, just went without it. It is the hardest bit, though, Nick. The easy bit's the running. The hard bit's bending down, picking it up in one motion and scoring it.
And Ivan Panseo clears away. Freeman takes it quickly. He was actually this side of the advertising hoardings. He was almost with us, and this is Garside. Craig Wright couldn't get the ball away before he was hit by Shegan. That was over the head of Hafar, and Pollock tried to drop it and chip it through, and that didn't quite work. Well, there are still a few currents left in this cake to pick out. It's picked up again, Sam.
Yeah, it feels like there's not as much pressure on the ball from a Sarries perspective. So you're thinking from Saints, just keep that ball in hand because it's beginning to stress the Saracens' defence. Just wanted to see them probably go a few more phases. Here we're going to have a look at that moment, Nick. Oh, the fans, they had their head in their hands. They couldn't believe the ball just sits up here. Van Zyl slips, completely missed it. You think it's almost an open goal. Oh, it's a cruel bounce. Studs failed him.
Have a sip of water, boys.
Oh. I'd have gone for a little touch on, I think. Just kick it just slightly on. We've seen a little bit of this today from Pollock. We've seen an offload recently in this half to no one. That kick's not on there. And again, he's trying to do the best for his team. There's a time and a place for that from your back row, doing chip and chases.
Say hello to the folk from Old Sil Hillians Rugby Club in Solihull, who are on their end-of-season tour. I'm told it's an end-of-season tour without any rugby, which are always the best kind of tours.
Do the wives know that?
They do now.
Everybody's a mess. Everybody. Just control your weight, lads. Control your weight. Come on then, quick reset. Everybody control weight, come on. Let's go, Zio. Let's go,
That lot, on the other hand, look dressed for rugby.
Maybe they
much more
could,
serious.
they
much
could play
more
against
serious.
each other.
Yes. I don't think old Silhillians will be that keen on that idea, Ashi. We'll go and ask them. Now Northampton pressing buttons at the scrum. Saracens have got to be careful here.
They have. That was a great scrum. That ball comes in, and you just see the snap. Sorry, a forward pack would call it a snap. Watch all that front row, back five, bang. They all go in sync together, and it just buckles that front row. They come spinning round from Sarries. It's an excellent scrum from Saints.
Saracens waiting to bring on a replacement tight head. Alec Clary prowling down below us. In fact, he's now running down below us. He wants to come on for Marco Riccioni.
He's +1, number 8.
Wright's throw to the front, where he picks out Prowse, and Northampton trying to smuggle this over. It's very tight. The angle's not working from there. They'll absolutely have to recycle. Scott Young peels back round to offer himself. It's Coles again. He's thrown himself around in the last 15 minutes. Hafar poised. Here he goes, looking for a second. Wyman, the new scrum half.
Don't trap him.
Digging for it. Rise in anticipation, volume, Scott Young. Wide to Garside. Oh, it's been lost and cleared gratefully by Elliot Daly.
This was still a maul, right? I can't understand why he's not turned it over.
I thought this. He said it was a tackle. I thought Nick Asikwe is the man who could keep his hands on it. Nick Tompkins does create a maul there. He's targeting that ball to try and slow it down from Alex Cole. Then it becomes a tackle. The Nick Asikwe tackle here was massive. Bang! Oh, he smokes him. Dislodges the ball. Great shot.
That ball looked like it went forward. So far still running for it, and then Luke Pearce whistle ends the chase and quiets things down here for just a while or so. Hugh Tizard on for a Nick Asikwe. In the middle of all that, Maro Itoje just delivered a little committee meeting, making the point that this remains a big 15 minutes for Saracens if they want to keep their own destiny in their own hands.
Yeah, I think this management now, when they've got the ball and what they do, making sure they're accurate, don't give the ball up, put pressure back on Saints. Because, you know, this stadium's going to have a huge lift if Saints get the next points.
Yeah, it's warm applause, by the way, for Nick Asikwe, reheating happy memories of the season he spent here when Saracens were in the Championship, and the folk around here remember his contribution back then.
Forwards on both sides.
Or the Champ, as it will be called next season. Have you seen that? They're going to call it Champ Rugby.
I did, yeah. Someone referred to it as a mashed potato, type of mashed potato.
Yes, I think that's what Craig posted on the WhatsApp group, wasn't it? Mashed potato and cabbage, the Champ. The Rugby Champ. We'll get used to it.
Could be a sponsor.
Yes. As a reminder of Saracens' playoff success rate. Made the playoffs 13 of the last 15 seasons. The only two they've missed, probably work it out for yourselves, 2020, 2021, when they broke the salary cap, had a massive points deduction, and then were in the Championship the following season. But they've been that consistent at getting into the top four regularly, and at the moment they will be one more win away from securing that. But as we've seen, there's work to do here still.
Yeah, just a really unnecessary error. This is where both teams are, I think, slightly in their squad development and what they're going through. Is getting to this stage of the game when you're tired and when you need experience, or you need the nous of how to finish games off.
Yeah.
You can't have handling errors, 12 and 11 each side.
Well, Leicester can secure their place in the playoffs before the day's out. They'll have to win at table-topping Bath, though,
Okay, stay square.
to do that.
Calls,
That's going to be some game. Sam Underhill, Miles Reed,
Crouch.
Ben Youngs, both sides absolutely fully stacked.
Bind.
That's going to be a watch, and it's
Set.
coming up following us here on TNT Sports 1.
Saints, use it!
Hutchinson. Freeman with determination over halfway. Chased by Shegan, Garside up in support. First time we've really seen Freeman in full sail today. Saracens slowing things down. Daly did what he could do, and grey shirts flying over the ball and winning the ball, and it's Earl. And all of that Northampton promise extinguished.
Okay, use it, please. Sorry, use it, please.
Well, that tells the story, doesn't it? 13 turnovers, big one from Ben Earl to bail them out, but that's been the story of the game. Still plenty of time and Saints can come back.
Again, use it. 9. No.
Garside lost it.
Backwards.
Gets it back. Learned yesterday he'll be one of 11 players leaving Saints at the end of the season. Hutchinson, the fly half. Now that Finn Smith has headed off to watch from the sidelines. Tommy Freeman still with us. This is Seabrook.
Advantage Northampton.
Miller Mills drills it in. Angus Scott Young. Northampton with the penalty. So Hutchinson can give it a go, and Litchfield can chase. Back inside to the wrong coloured shirt.
Just going to see if he's caught him in the air. I think he has actually, no. Goody. Alex Good is slightly early.
17 offside. Effective 9's
Be
pass.
a much easier kick to touch.
He's also tackled in the air.
All right then, let's have a look at this, don't we?
Because it just stops any momentum if you've been able to get that last metre or two to get over the try line once you've landed.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
These are enough there to say he would have scored the try. I don't think so.
So, Dean, a couple of things to discuss first of all, please, when the camera's ready.
Okay.
It is a tackle in the air, so it is an offence. However, it's a timing issue. It's not dangerous. It's just got it about half a second wrong. He's throwing the ball away, so clearly he doesn't think he's going to score the try. If he did, he would have kept hold of the ball. So we can't be talking penalty try, can we?
Understood.
Okay, and then we need to consider. Then we need to consider: are there any other Saints players around it to regather the ball to score? Which there's not. So
No.
at the moment, I'm not on a yellow card, and I'm on a penalty, either in the corner, just for a timing offence, because he's throwing the ball away. I reiterate: if he had hold of the ball, I'd consider a penalty try, but he's throwing it away anyway. So are we all content with just a penalty in the corner, or where we are? All happy?
I don't agree with that.
So Alex has got it just very, very slightly wrong.
You know,
it's not dangerous, and your lad is throwing the ball
how you've
away,
been
so it
called
can't
as
be
a player,
so
and your
it can't be a
instant
penalty
reaction
try.
is to react to how you've been hit in the tackle.
I know, but if he tackled it legally, I think he was still throwing it away, because it's literally about that much difference.
I bet he tackles me slightly later and a bit further forward.
Okay, well, that's the difference in opinion. So where we are, you have a penalty here, or penalty in the corner. In the corner.
Luke Pearce said, your lad's thrown it away. He said it was me.
He said it's a difference in opinion. One's a referee and one's a rugby player. They're going to be very different in opinion. If you land on the floor, you're fighting to get to the line. If you get caught in the air, you've got to throw it back inside. It's a split-second thing.
When to the final 10 minutes. 10 points between these two. And we know what jeopardy would be added to this contest if Northampton can come away with something here. Just a reminder, a Saracens win, as things stand, Saracens are heading into the top 4 and their playoff adventure will be in their own hands. If they lose this, it won't be. And Northampton determined to make life as sticky as possible for the Londoners. Penalty try and a yellow card. And if Saracens are to be in control of their own destiny in a fortnight's time on the final day of the regular season, they have 8 of the biggest minutes of their season coming up. And the Onyama Christie's gone.
Here we go, Nick. Here we go. It's the last 8 minutes we've got now. What a brilliant drive. They spin it round on the right-hand side. Sarries hit that really well, but they hit it with too many players on the right. Saints rebuild, they fold. It's like an old-fashioned rolling ball. They roll round into the open field. Too many numbers, too much momentum, brought down illegally from Onyama Christie. We've got a heck of a 7 minutes to go now.
The energy's all with Northampton Saints here as well. I think if you had to choose a team to be on right now, you'd probably be on Northampton Saints. Being at home, the players that they've got, they can turn a try out of anything. They've got the crowd, momentum.
Alex Coles is the latest to come off. Northampton have emptied their bench. I don't think they can bring anyone else on. And that's how things stand. You can see how important these next few minutes are left for Saracens. Bristol watching this with interest. Gloucester watching this with interest. Both of them shouting on Northampton at the moment. Burke goes across. Listen to the noise now.
He's done well there to pick that up. The kick slightly goes in field. He didn't get a good connection on it, unfortunately. It's a lovely pass over the top. It's the right decision when it goes in field. If that's up the touchline, it is dangerous. That gives Fergus enough time. But he still gets a good kick away from a tight position.
Litchfield rides the tackle. Hutchinson, Dingwall. Garside on it first. Just beat Daly to it.
Hands away!
Saracens reprieve, Saracens scrum.
That's what they needed, and that's what they've lost a little bit in this last 10 minutes, Nick. Just a little bit of that aggression in the contact. Did well then in that last defensive set, challenging the ball in the air. When it's on the floor then, making a mess. Trying to make Saints commit more numbers, but it's a good shot. From McFarlane, dislodges the ball.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So just to underline this, because Northampton have taken off Alex Coles, having emptied their bench.
Is it a HIA or is it anything called?
Oh, hang on. Are they trying to claim here that Alex Coles is an HIA? At the moment, it's 14 against 14.
U11, HIA.
Oh no, it's an HIA against Rotimi Shegan.
It's an independent buzz on your receiver. It's not anyone's fault, it's just the technology.
So the electronic mouth guard, much to Rotimi Shegan's frustration, means that he has to go off for a check. And because it's actually Charlie Bracken who's coming on. Alex Good wandered out with interest, but Charlie Bracken, Kieran's son, the thrill of his first Premiership try last weekend. Got to roll his sleeves up here for the final 5 minutes. What a finish to this match.
If Northampton turn this around, this place is going to erupt, Nick.
Bind.
And it'd be such a good confidence for next weekend. Doesn't matter who's on the pitch, does it? Getting the job done like this.
7 against 7 in the scrum. Actually, Tompkins was part of that one for Saracens, and he whips it away behind him. Here's Dan. Runs into Lockett.
Use it!
Brantingham.
No hand, Henry. Okay, use it, please. Stop, and the hand is onside. Let's go!
Van Sale. Freeman. From 15 metres away, he decided that ball was his, Chris.
He's got that in the armoury. Above the head catch, there's not many players in the league that can do that. Under that pressure too.
Hutchinson with Saracens in the playoffs. At the moment, close friends, but Northampton eager to add some distance between the two. At the moment, Saracens are in the top 4. They will be in the top 4 heading into the final weekend in a fortnight in a home game against Bath. It'll be in their hands. Northampton have 3 minutes to rip it out of their hands. But first things first, they need to win back the ball that they've just lost.
Don't kick, Henry. Okay, let it go, let it go, let it go. You're in the side, get out.
Jamie George down below us is even not playing, pointing deep to the left-hand side. Van Sale makes it one to win and to win well with Elliott, and Elliott now on his way. Elliott goes for the corner. Saints win the penalty. Garside was there. And Saints youngsters shuttled back in time.
Desperation recovery there from Northampton. Just to get back, get over the ball, Sam. I mean, with 77 minutes, there's 3 Saints lads there back there.
It was a perfect example of who's got more energy to attack or defend. So we'll have a look. It's a great take from Elliott, but look at the work rate of the Saints players compared to the Saracens. So many green shirts. There's 5 green shirts within the ball. Nobody within 10 metres of Elliott when he goes to ground. It's great defensive appetite from the Saints to bail them out of that situation. Hutchinson there looks like he's getting the credit, just too slow in the clear out. Need more energy in support on a line break from Saracens.
It's surprising really, because it's almost happened every time Elliott has gone up for a kick on the touchline. With 4 minutes left on the sin bin there. He's going to win the ball back, or it's going to be an error, but
hold your space.
There's a tale of how Northampton have levered their way back into this match. The added pressure on Saracens.
There's a noticeable drop-off from Saracens from about 50-55 minutes.
Right. Has to be now for Northampton. Pollock. He's had a quiet match by his standards. Outshone today by the likes of Ben Earl and Tom Willis and Juan Martin Gonzalez. But at the moment, that trio not sure that they'll be on the winning side. Such has been Saints' recent resurgence. Freeman takes it in. Wyman pops it back up. One of the features of this match has been Saracens' determined defence. Another 30 seconds worth of it and they'll be home. Hutchinson. Dingwall. This is Freeman. I suppose the penalty comes into the equation. It's a long one from here, but the closer Northampton get, drop backwards, Luke Pearce tells us.
No, now it is.
Pollock, and then Dingwall. And then Wright, Freeman. Tired limbs, tired lungs, but still playing as if their lives depend on it. Scott Young into the red. Miller Mills, Dingwall, absolutely in range now, and this is Hafar! Oh, he's going to score! And those Saracens who aren't on their knees are letting their frustration show.
I think there's a forward pass from Dingwall. I hate to be, they're going to check it. A couple of questionable passes which could be forward. They could get away with this. We've seen these be given.
Time is off, please, for the shot clock. Just bear with me. We're just making sure that the pop pass off wasn't forward. Okay.
Was that forward? Was Litchfield's pass forwards? On this, we'll decide whether Saracens are playoff favourites or playoff hopefuls.
The same premise.
13 past the 13 is fine.
So the same premise as before. It's an on-field try. We have looked at a maybe forward pass, but it's not clear. So we're happy the try stands yet. Dean?
Yes, Luke.
You have to confirm that, yeah.
30, the pass from 13 is flat.
Yeah. So that's what we're clearing. So we're happy with that.
Let's check it. Just one more angle.
What about that from Dingwall to Litchfield?
So let's all remember, it's an on-field try.
If
so
anything, it's Dingwall's that looks more forwards.
To rule out the try. That's our starting point.
There's not enough to
looking at 13. 13 is okay from this angle. We're okay with 13.
So we cleared off the 13 one, and we've cleared off the second one?
Yes.
So we're okay to award the try?
Yes.
It's an on-field try. I know it might be narrow. It might be, but it's not clearly enough to chalk off. So just let me finish. Therefore, the try stands.
For so long in this contest, Saracens were on first-name terms with the playoffs. And then right at the end, out the death, Phil Dowson's Northampton separated them. And this lot will travel to Cardiff full of hope and full of heart that this time next weekend they might be European champions. Their home campaign in the Gallagher Premiership ends with a slap in the face to their biggest rivals in the south. What a finish to this contest. Saracens, who were in the top four, suddenly aren't. And the end of their season is all of a sudden not in their hands. Final score, Saints 28, Sarries 24.